Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Subnautica in our Locker's Call series. So, somebody asked me in a comment, would it be possible for you to just use the propulsion cannon to dig your old sea moth out of the sand? And I was thinking chances are not, because the game does regard these barriers pretty well when it comes to the tools that we have at hand. I mentioned earlier in the series that sometimes, well, obviously, things can get pushed through the barriers, or you can, if you're not careful getting out of your sea moth or even getting out of a base, if you put a door too close to a wall, the game can pop you out on the other side of a barrier and you can find yourself kind of behind, just in a space that you can't get out of in a unnatural way. But I went ahead and looked, but here's what's funny. I can't even begin to address that question because look how far away the sea moth is now. It's 32 meters below down here. And just to give you an idea of how deep that is, it is down here. So it's not just right beneath the surface of the sand anymore. It has somehow sunk down even further. Don't know how that's possible, but it has. So we're going to just try our best to protect our current sea moth, which is this one right here. And otherwise, I think I'm just going to cut that indicator off. Oh, I suppose I should get into my sea moth. But, yeah, that's not happening. But we do have the ability to build a... There's a couple things I want to build before I go too far away from the base this episode, but I would like to do a little bit more exploration. Now that we have access to the sea moth, and especially since we lost our deep water diving ability, I'm still a little bit annoyed about that. Especially since we lost that, I want to start exploring some of the other biomes that we haven't seen in the series yet, and getting a lot of new blueprints wherever possible. Oh, we did not have room for more than one lantern fruit, so noted. All right, let's eat one at a time then. So I actually still have a lot of stuff on me right now. But the first thing I want to build before I do any of that even is we're going to go back out here. And it's not ideal because I like to have these spotlights... Son of a... Knew that was going to happen. Leave me alone. Ugh. Right. I like to have these spotlights elsewhere. Is he coming after me again? No, he's not. Alright, go away. I like to have these spotlights on the observatory. And if we can't put it on the bottom, at least maybe we can put it on the top. We can. There we go. That's the wrong direction, though. Let's make sure those guys don't come over here. It is interesting that we put this base in the middle of such a hostile area. It's the first time I've done it in Subnautica. It's fun, because it makes things a little bit more intense. But yeah, so that spotlight is still going to be lighting up some of the kelp forest. And now the other thing I want to build, we finally, as you recall from the last episode, we have access to the battery charger. And by the way, if you haven't been watching my other content and you're not aware of this yet, other content, but meaning in other series, I have actually finished most of my move, so if I sound a little bit different, it's because I am sitting in my new recording space, which is working out quite well so far, especially since I figured out pretty quickly a good way to go ahead and make sure that air, cool air, in fact, as well as just, breathable air, continues to circulate into here. So super nice. I'm enjoying it a lot, and so if I sound a little bit different, that's why. So we've got this locker here. We've got this stuff. Yeah, I do want to build the battery charger. Is there anything I can put away? Well, I can drink that disinfected water. Let's not drink any infected water. No, sir. I guess I'll keep this power cell on me in case I need to, since I'm going to be doing some stuff. But let's go ahead and look at what we need in order to build the battery charger, which is right here. Need a computer chip and copper wire. Now, the computer chip requires... I've forgotten. Let's have a look at our fabricator really quickly. There's also something I want to do at... Where's the fabricator? There it is. It's camouflaged. There's also something I want to do with the old base in a second, and then we're going to start going out and finding additional stuff. All right, so computer chip requires gold, copper wire, and 2 table coral sample. And then... What else did that need? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I have some of that. Yep, I've got the gold right there. I've got enough for copper wire, so that's good. Sun is setting, yes, I'm well aware. So we'll be able to enjoy that light being cast by the spotlight in just a second. Not as much as if it were pointing down towards the kelp forest, but still we can see what kind of effect that has. Let's go for the copper wire. And now I've got the gold on me that I need, so I just need to go out and get 2 table coral really quickly. Let's put the knife away so I don't get attacked. Come here. Wow, that took way too many tries. There we go. All right, that's enough. In we go. And yes, I am going to do more expansion on the base, but I don't want to do too much of that in a row. You know, I want to emphasize other things, especially considering what happened to the sea moth. I want to take a second to do other things as well and not just spend several episodes in a row building up this awesome base. So we also have access to lots of cool new interior stuff. So there's definitely stuff worth doing. People have been saying, dude, build vending machines. They work. I do want to build one of those. Maybe not just yet. We're gonna go for the battery charger first, because that's one of the most important things we need. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I used one of the copper wire to make that computer chip, so I will need to get a couple more copper out. Thankfully, I think I had 4. No, I just had 3. Damn. All right, well, I've got to go find some more copper. Shouldn't be too hard to find, but let's just take this thing out and see what we can find. Where's coral tube? Actually, we're here. Oh, duh, I'm right by a coral tube that I haven't fully exploited. There's copper. That's all I need. I'll just go back in. Completely forgot that I haven't fully exploited the coral tube right next to my base. This is what happens when you when you pursue a multi-day move in the midst of a series and are generally having trouble keeping mental continuity. So let's now take a look at where we can possibly build a battery charger. Now, battery charger can go on these panels, so I think this is probably going to be the best place, to put it. Let's put it a little bit lower. Right there. And I think I have a couple of batteries that are ready to go inside it, so let's have a look at that too. Yep, that one is. And then the one that's in my inventory is as well. Yep. Now, of course, these are going to take power from the base too, so that's going to be the other kind of downside. Yeah, you also need to be charged. And I think... But no, we've got some more that we've used up. No, these are all fresh. So tell you what, let's go ahead and pop a few into our inventory as well, just to have them. And now that's going to go in, that's going to go in, and that's going to go in. And again, it's going to start, you can see it's draining the power from the base. So eventually we're going to have to get a reactor set up. It's not draining it that rapidly. So overnight we should be fine, especially when I haven't used much base power during the day. But you just have to be careful doing this. So we'll probably get a notification that power has gone out. Before we leave, let's go over here and see how the spotlight looks. Crew reported their sea glide damaged. So if we stand in here, is it turning at all? That light doesn't seem to be actually moving. I guess it is. I think the light on the seaweed there is actually just coming from... I don't know, this is weird. I feel like it's not... I feel like the spotlights are just borked right now because it's up there and it's at its normal orientation and you can see it turning, but it's only casting light. Yeah, it's messed up. They're just screwed. So this current version... I tell you, man, this is not nearly as bad as one of the bugs that was keeping me from coming back to Subnautica sooner, which was the issue with putting stuff in the floating lockers. But it's still a little bit off-putting to have something that's worked before, you know, it's so straightforward, like stop working prior to release. It is early access, though, so it's to be expected. All right, we're at 12 power, so I want to leave that alone. I guess what I'll do is I will, let's go on out to the sea moth. I can probably put some stuff away, too, so tell you what, let's do that as well. No, wait a minute. No. Let's put some stuff up. Yeah, power's about to go out in the base. Sun might rise in a second, and that could save it, but power is definitely about to go out. Let's put the quartz away, too, and that lead. I'll keep these two on us. Yeah, base is about to go dark. I think when it goes below the 0 mark is when the lights cut out. That's a very Star Wars looking hallway, I'm just saying. Oh wow, it's actually... Is the sun rising? Yeah, sun's rising. Alright. Saved by the bell, so to speak. Alright, let's, where should we go? Should we investigate another one of the pings? Let's have a look here. Life pod reported their sea glide damaged. Second Officer Keen's last broadcast location. We can't get down there right now, unfortunately. So, oh, damn. I really suck at piloting this thing. In this particular series, for whatever reason. I also lose things constantly somehow. Let's go ahead and repair this guy before we go anywhere. If we get attacked by a Reaper in our explorations, it's going to be a little bit tough to manage if the Sea Glide, or if the Sea Moth is already damaged. That's one of the things that cost me a Sea Moth in one of my previous series. I think it was possibly Survival School that I lost a Sea Moth early. That's what cost me the Sea Moth, is that, okay, here we go. It's that, oh, hello, what are you? Just a Sea Glide? Yep, just a Sea Glide. Well, oh, that's not a scanner. Go away, I don't need you, thank you. It's that, I didn't repair my Sea Moth when I had the opportunity. Alright, data box, what do we got? High capacity tank. Oh, nice, but we still don't have the ability to build it.
Acquired.
Abandoned PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
Anything in addition? Or is that light just coming from the, I hear stalkers. Good to know. Leave my sub alone, you bastard.
Aboard, Captain.
Okay, so we do have... There was some discussion in the comments about using the storage on the Sea Moth, and some back and forth as to whether or not I had access to it already. I totally have access to it. You can see there on the Sea Moth's 4 little slots. It's there, and the storage is available to me. It's right here, so I can pop additional stuff in here if I wanted to. Like, I could put the Sea Glide inside the Sea Moth as a way of saving space. But it really doesn't... It makes no never mind, really. So, there's one thing I really want to do. Before I go exploring, I need to have more beacons. I just do. It doesn't make sense to head out into the wild, so to speak. Hang on, that could be some copper. And we need copper. Nope, that's lead. I don't need lead. Doesn't make sense to head out into the wild without a single beacon to my name. So let's go ahead and head back to Base Alpha. There should be plenty of copper in that coral tube, unexploited. And we're going to... And the power should be back on very nicely. All right, I'm going to put this thing in here. We're actually going to go all the way down, and then I'll swim the length of the coral tube. Chipping away at these guys as I see them. I need copper. It's the primary thing that I need. Titanium will help a little bit. That's more titanium. Copper. It's telling me to scan that. So I suppose since the game is screaming at me to scan limestone, I will scan limestone. It's just it's a PDA entry, but... Alright, there's more copper, that's good. I want to try and have like 3 or 4 beacons. It's time to start exploring the world. More lead. So now we're finally fully exploiting this thing, right? I have to keep an eye on my oxygen. Then again, I've got the Sea Glide, and computer's pretty effective at yelling at me when I need to be yelled at. Titanium. Oh, there's more titanium. Thought I'd pick that up, but I suppose not.
Oxygen.
See? And back down we go. Now also the exterior has not been fully mined, so let's check that out. Lead, don't need it. Titanium, don't need it. Oh man, lots less copper than typically expect from... Right, there's some salt, may as well grab that while I can see it. Could be useful in making some disinfected water later, right? Titanium... We've got more than enough at this point. Let's see, let's drop... Actually, let's drop the salt. I'd rather have the copper. And let's go inside. We haven't taken everything yet, but we've got most everything. How are the batteries doing? Batteries are charging quite well. And now, let's... there's not a whole lot of space in those lockers. Why don't I just come over here to one where I know there's space? And, oh wait, no, I need to make... I don't have this stuff just to store. I'm going to make beacons, damn it. So, let's come over here. Beacons require... Yeah, the titanium is going to help, so I need to make a bunch of copper wire from that. Electronics, copper wire. See, the power of the base is still not great. I think we should have enough to make 4 beacons from the amount of copper we picked up. Maybe 5. If I can make 5, I'll have 5. Okay, can't quite do 5. Nice, we have access to creature decoys, which is new, and grav spheres. I might have to mess around with grav spheres a little later on, but for now, again, my objective is to explore and find the other biomes and mark their locations. One of the biomes I would like to get sooner than later, because it'll help us start finding Cyclops pieces, is the mushroom forest. So we might head there first, because I know roughly where it is. And there's more than one of them. Matter of fact, there's one with a giant mushroom tree in the middle, so lots of cool stuff that you can do. Alright, so before we do that, let's, we've got the beacons. I said also that I wanted to go back to the... Hi! That made me jump. I said that I wanted to go back to the other, to the life pod, and I do, briefly, because there's a couple of things that have been pointed out to me that will not only be useful, I think, for you guys, but are definitely useful for me. Okay, let's just look at that real quick. And I think we have a message waiting for us at the life pod too, so we may as well jump on that. But then we're definitely going to go to the mushroom forest. Yeah, we need to get those lockers out of the water. I don't quite have the inventory space, I think, right now to manage it. Alright, so there's our new message, but hang on, let's open this up first. Yeah, so... these take 16. I can drink a water to free up some space. But tell you what, let's come out here. Let's open this up. We're gonna put, just for a moment, we're gonna put the we're gonna put some of the stuff in here that takes up more space. No, we can't do that. There's not enough room. What was I thinking? Alright, so now let's pick that up. Now here's one way that we can deal with the space issues. And there's a couple things I want to do here before I leave. Okay, interesting. So I think what I need to do actually is leave that one in the water. I did this in the wrong order. I tried to bring it inside. I need to bring the other ones outside. So we're going to leave that one in the water. We've talked about this in a couple of episodes, and I just didn't think about it when I was trying to find a way to get these things taken care of. So, yeah, actually, tell you what, if that's the way to do it, what I need to do is put these both out in the water and come back here. Okay. Now, I don't want to edit the label. I'm going to open it. So we can put that in there. Then we can pick it up. We can put that in there. Then we can pick it up. And there's one left here that actually has our stuff in it. So if we then come up here, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to get these out of the water, and that's the point of all of this. Okay, perfect. So now let's just open this back up. Let's get our stuff back. Pick you up. No, no, no. Inventory full. Oh yeah, that's right. We'll just drop the sea glide then. I'll get it in a second. It's just going to drop straight down. It probably won't even hit the seafloor by the time I'm going back to get it. Perfect. There she is. Okay, it hit the seafloor. I was wrong. Alright, so there's that, and there's one more tiny little detail that won't take nearly as long. So we've got those out of the water, which is nice, and I appreciate the tip. Which is that we can actually... we can deconstruct this now. So let's go ahead and get this message.
Sunbeam broadcasting to all survivors of the Aurora. We've covered more than half the distance, so hold on in there. We're scanning the planet for dry land as we speak. couldn't have picked a less convenient parking spot. But we'll be in touch as soon as we have a landing site for you. Sunbeam out.
Okay. We can go ahead. Oh, no, we can't. Interesting. So that's just a bug. We can't actually deconstruct the communications relay inside the pod. Nor can we deconstruct the fabricator. So that's just a brutal, brutal lie. Unfortunately. And well, that makes me sad. Because I know one of my commenters got excited about that. They pointed it out. And I got excited too. But we can't do it. So it is what it is. Let's look around and grab some fish real quick. We're not going to try and get a boomerang because we've seen what happens when we do that. But we can get a couple of peepers and fill our stomachs. And then we're going to spend the last few minutes of the episode going out and marking a few locations to explore. So sorry, this has been a little bit more housekeeping this episode than I would have wanted. But it's good to get caught back up. Cooked food. Cooked peeper. I'll push this one to 30 minutes just so we still have plenty of time for gameplay. Okay, that was very, very nourishing. Nice. All right, now I want to go ahead and put... Yeah, these slots got reversed somehow. So this is going to be slot 1. That's going to be slot 5. And I'm not building actively right now. I'd rather have beacons in slot 3 because we're going to be finding new locations. Let us go. Where are you, Seamoth? There you are. So we got the lithium fields marked. But there's another place that we need to find. Also, I think... Was it this wreck? Actually, now come to think of it, there's a wreck here that I can use my laser cutter to get into. I think we've got an eclipse happening. Yep. I don't think it's this one. But now that I have the laser cutter with me, we can investigate some of the other wrecks and get into areas that we couldn't before. Okay, so where is the Aurora? There you are. Okay. Let's pay a visit to the first of the mushroom forests and maybe look for some Cyclops components, huh? Huh? Might be time to start thinking about one of those if we can get all the pieces. Especially since the Silent Running update is dedicated to the Cyclops in particular, and making it a more robust and less invulnerable vehicle. Which apparently you can be at the same time. You can be more robust and less invulnerable. No, that's really what they've been trying to do, and I think from what it sounds like they've made some pretty cool changes. Lots of poppin'. Alright, so we got a reef pack over there. Interesting. We've got a debris field here. Let's take a moment to pause and see what we can spot. Some water. Hello, what are you? I'll have to check that in a second. For now, I want to see if there's any actual debris. Ow. Right, that's a trash can. I don't know that I've scanned a trash can yet. Guess I have. Oh, hi. How's it going, Piranha? What's this? Battery charger fragment? Yeah, battery charger fragment. I think, right? Is this guy waiting for me to hop out? I'm pretty sure that's a battery charger fragment. I'm going to leave it alone. That's a piece of metal, or rather, a piece of ship. Anything we can cut into here? I don't see anything. This is just mainly pieces of ship. Okay, let's pop back up here and get our bearings on the Aurora. I think that, yep, that's the Aurora right there. So where we need to go is roughly that direction. Actually, no, that's all I need. Let's just cruise straight down and pay a visit to the mushroom forest. The sun is setting. You think? It's getting pretty dark. Hello. Okay, so we have found our way, and we're going to get in here nice and snug. It makes it harder for Leviathans to come flying down and pay us a visit. Lithium should still grow on these, but lithium is now going to be harder to spot here in the mushroom forest. I don't see any initially. That's one of the reasons I don't like that they changed what they did about lithium's appearance. Or maybe it doesn't grow here anymore. I don't see any, actually. We'll have to take a look around in a second, but let me take a second to spot faint Altera technology signatures. Yes, I know. That's why I am here. Edit the beacon label. Mushroom Forest A. Okay, let's hop back in. No, I didn't want to access upgrades, just want to hop in. And now, I suppose one thing I should do, let's go to the ping manager, and Mushroom Forest A needs to be green like the rest of my basic pings. And then this one I've investigated, so we're going to turn that one off, and Second Officer Keen's last broadcast location, we'll leave that on because we can eventually get there, but it's not as vital to us right now. Alright, so now let's actually take a look around and see if we can spot any Cyclops pieces. Should be pretty visible. I would hope. What are you? You are not a Cyclops piece. What are you? You are lithium. I will take you, and I will be happy. Okay, need to look upward and see if there's anything above me. No, there's not. Aha, there we go. Cyclops piece. Let's actually get a little bit higher. Risk getting a little bit higher. That guy's not a danger. Alright, so the Cyclops is a little bit more complicated. You have to get, what is it? Yeah, 3 different fragments. I wasn't sure if they might have changed it to be like 2 fragments. You need 3 different fragments of 3 different pieces. Hello, there you are. And they're not all going to be here, but 2 of them are typically here, which is why I like to come to the Mushroom Forest, honestly, a little bit sooner. It's taken me a while to get here, this series. In particular because we lost our frickin' Seamoth. Now, the crush depth on this thing, we're approaching it, unfortunately. That's another sad thing about our situation. There's another bridge fragment. Unfortunately, with predators nearby. Come on, dude, go away. I need to scan that. Alright, we'll come back for it. I can see where it is. Aha!
Caution, passing safe depth.
I know, it's a thing. Hull fragment, nice. See, so the hull and the bridge fragments are here. Interesting, there's some kelp up there. Kelp forest at the top of that ridge. Okay, he's still swimming around near that thing. And he's not going in a direction, he's kind of looping around. Tell you what, let's see if we can lure him away. You, come here. Yeah. He's going back to his spot, but I think we can beat him.
Caution, passing safe depth.
Got it. Alright. We almost hurled the Seamoth down into vulnerable territory there, but we've got 2 pieces of the bridge and 1 of the hull. Let's continue looking. If we can get 2 of the 3 complete components before I end this episode, I will be happy. Alright, so this is... We're gonna head... Yeah, if I hear that warning one more time, I know we're close to crush depth. I'm keeping an eye on it. And I'm not going to let this thing buckle. I've already lost 1 Seamoth. There's more lithium. Okay, so lithium does still exist here. That looks like another fragment of the bridge. Yep, that's what it is. It's a steering column. Nice. So now I have access to the Cyclops Bridge blueprint. Let's get that lithium. And now we just need 1 more piece of the hull. And we'll be good. Let's see if we can find it. Gonna have to go up a little bit higher to get a good perspective on the area. There's some lithium that I can definitely grab, but that's not my target right now. My target is much more significant. Just 1 more hull fragment. and I will be a happy man. What do we have here? Oh, hull fragments. Lots of them, actually. Look at the number of them. All right. Okay, well, we've hit the 30-minute mark for this episode, so on that note, I will go ahead and cut this one here. In the next episode, we are going to possibly pay a visit to the other island, because that is where we might be able to find some... Oh, hello. That is where we might be able to find some, and we're actually pretty close to it. If I surface, I might even see it. It's going to be where we're going to find some additional... let's look around real quick. There it is. Yep, we're very close to it. So we're going to head over there, and that is where we are going to find... Let's just get out of this thing. There we go. That's where we're going to find probably the rest of the Seamoth, as well as... or the Cyclops, rather. As well as, you know, some... Can I stand on it? It'd be interesting if I could stand on top of the Seamoth. Funny. I think I am actually... Am I standing on it? No, I'm not. I think that right there is one of the alien constructs in the area that you can visit when you're... And I actually haven't done any of that. So we picked up that insignia a while back. We might have to make use of that. But we're going to pay a visit to that for the first time in the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are still coming out every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time.